About 4:45 a.m. 'Tis the morning of branding. After an unexpected first few events, 'tis the morning of branding now. Let's go. All the lights on in my truck. It's early for this stuff. Too early. If it runs. Well, here we are just after 5 in the morning on the bikes. It's been a rough start to the morning, man. Went and got gas for Dad last night. Miscommunication. I thought I was supposed to bring it up here, so I was trying to help out. Hit a rough spot on the road. One of the cans tipped over, and now I got gas all over the back of my truck and some of the stuff I got. I don't know, man. I tell you, you try to help people out, but it's all right, you know. In spite of all the physical circumstances that happen sometimes, still abundantly blessed. Well, we found some cattle. There shall be cattle. So at this point, the bike that my brother had provided for me had died. I guess there were some internal problems with the engine after it gets warmed up. In previous years, I've always had my own motorcycle, but I ended up selling my Yamaha 450 as I eventually want to get a new one. So at this point, I had to walk back and grab another motorcycle, which was a spare, and continue on the journey. Like I said before, despite the physical circumstances that can happen, still abundantly blessed. And like they say, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. The next few minutes is raw GoPro footage that I had mounted on my chest. This footage is going to be pretty raw and gritty, and I'm going to leave it going uncut. I don't do this very often on my YouTube channel, but I want the audience, you, to see what really goes on when we're trying to get the cows and calves up in the corral to sort them out. We have to sort off the cows from the calves so we can get the calves in the pen to brand them. Viewer discretion advised. There's some language, and this is kind of western and raw and gritty.
Yeah, get around that gate. Yeah. Hip. Hip. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Hip. 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 Yeah. Would you f***ing move? Ha! Get! Yeah! Yeah! Just f***ing stands there. Mean business. Hip. Hip. You goddamn son of a bitch. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
As a lot of times when you get the whole herd together, they don't want to go into the corral very easily. That's why we create wings that stick out a little bit. That's why you see these panels sticking out. It's like a funnel effect.
Yeah.
We have to use sticks to hit the back of the cows to get them up in there. It may look cruel, but their thick hide can barely even feel it. All it does is irritate them to move them into where we need them to go. It does not hurt them.
Here, grab a stick. Hip, ha, hip, ha, hip, ha, hip, hip, ha, get up there, yeah. Hip. Yeah. Hip.
When trying to get the whole herd into the corral, if one or two of them turn back, it can be a catastrophe, especially calves, because they tend to run clear back to where they came from. So we have to do our best to try to keep them from turning. And it can get pretty intense, and tempers can flare up. The objective here was to try to get the one standing right in the middle of the gate out of the way so we could continue pushing them in.
Get up in there! Get up there! He's blocking the gate. try to get these up here so we get out of the way. Yep. Yeah. All right. Get that gate. You're strong. That gate ain't very good.
Get him, don't let the son of a go.
Hip, hip. Hip. Ah. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So fast forwarding ahead a little bit, we finally got the whole herd in the corral and got the calves sorted off. Now it's time to run the calves through for branding. You can hear the generator running in the background, and that is what powers the branding iron. The struggle is real for some calves going up in the chute, and others just walk right in as if they know what they're doing. My brother was running the head in, branding and vaccinating and taking care of all the doctoring business, while Dad and I were shoving the calves up to him one by one. The method of banding is a much easier and less painful process than castrating the bulls. All my brother has to do is slip a rubber band over the ball sack, and eventually they just fall off, making the bulls into steers.
Stipping them out.
And then finally, once the branding is all done, we have to take the cows and calves and herd them back to the pasture where we got them from, which is usually very close to where we have the corral set up.
This video is not sponsored, but it should be, by Prime. The only hydration drink with 0 sugars and 5 total carbs, 20 calories, good for a hot day. Prime. Drink up, says Logan Paul.
After everything's done, my brother and dad and I usually sit around having a sandwich, maybe drink a cold beer, and laugh about the intensity of the day. And then dad always says, well, just think of the fun you had. It wasn't that bad, was it? And then he starts his laugh. It's hard work, this ranch life. And that's one of the reasons why I don't do it full time. I just come back and help when I'm able to, especially for the big jobs like this. It takes a dedicated soul to really focus and get up early, stay late out in the day in the heat and the snow, and take care of the livestock. It's not for everybody. It definitely takes a few selected souls to do this kind of work for God's country. But it's always a good time hanging out with the family. Pulling the trailer back for my brother and my dad. Gonna drop it off at the ranch and then head back to Colorado. But hey, what a weekend it's been. It's always interesting coming back home here to the main objective, be brand calves for the weekend. You just never know what you're gonna run into. You just have to kind of go with the mindset of you're going with the flow. Whatever happens, happens, and you hope for the best. Believe for the best, and usually it turns out all right. There's a few mishaps here and there, but usually it turns out a-okay. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that post notification bell at the bottom, smash that thumbs up button. Appreciate it, y'all. See you on the next. Peace.